As educators, it's a teacher's job to expand and broaden the minds of young people as they grow into the people that they become. The impact a teacher or coach makes can last a lifetime. And for one man, Johnny and Alan, his impact is still being felt even after his passing. We spoke with Alan's son and an educator about Alan's legacy. That as we honor Black History this month. Many words can be used to describe Johnny and Alan. Words like teacher, coach, and mentor. In 1948, the segregated Carver High School would open its doors, and Alan would move his family to Amarillo to accept a job at the high school, where he would teach mathematics and coach all sports, boys and girls.
He was a molder of young men. Anyone that you talk to will tell you that he was a disciplinarian. He was tough, but he was fair. And he made young men be accountable, and it made them better for it.
According to the Prairie View Interscholastic League collection, Carver's time in athletics was from 1950 to 1966. In Carver's time, Alan's approach to the game brought great success. Some of the highlights of Alan's teams is that they won the 1952 Football State Championship and the 1964 and 1965 Track State Championships, according to the University Interscholastic League. Carver High School would close its doors in 1967, leaving a hole in the community.
During the 50s and 60s, Carver was the focal point of North Heights. That's when North Heights was a true community. Everything revolved around Carver. All the kids, the parents, the churches, everything revolved around that school. And unfortunately, we lost Carver as far as a community school, and Amarillo is not the same for it.
After the closure of Carver, Alan would go on to teach at Horseman Junior High and ended his teaching career at Amarillo High School, where he trained boys, cross-country, and track athletes for all four high schools. While at Horseman, Alan would teach and inspire a future educator, Miss Sandy Whitlow. Miss Whitlow would later go on to become the second principal at the Johnny and Alan 6th grade campus.
You know, it was quite an honor for me to be named the principal here in 2007 at Johnny and Alan campus. Not often do you get to be the principal of a school that was named after somebody that you knew personally and that somebody that you respected as well.
When you enter the campus, pictures of Johnny and Alan greet you, something that Miss Whitlow said was very important to her.
You know, we put these pictures up on the wall because it was important to me that the students that walked the halls here knew the campus, knew the man that the campus was named after, and I just wanted them to know that they're just not coming to Johnny and Alan campus, but there is a man behind it who, if they could emulate that man, then they would be successful people too, especially my young men that were coming to school here.
Many words can be used to describe Johnny and Alan, words like teacher, coach, and mentor. But for James Allen, one word describes his father the best.
He was my best friend. And every day I just try to do things that I think he would want me to do to try to carry on his legacy.
In Amarillo, Jack Kessler, KAMR. Johnny and Alan 6th grade campus to this day is the only 6th grade campus in Amarillo to be named after a local person. Alan is in multiple Hall of Fames across Texas, including the Panhandle Sports Hall of Fame, the Huston-Tilson Athletic Hall of Fame, and the Texas Black Coaches Association Hall of Fame. And Alan was also named one of the Golden Spread's top 100 sports legends of the 20th century. That according all to the Carver Golden Dragon Association.